I keep looking in my comment section and y'all want me to talk about Epstein so bad. So I guess I'll give you my thoughts on it real quick, even though I'm like Mr. Jones on Friday right now. It's all right. It's coming here. You know, I smelled your shit for 22 years. You can't smell mine for 5 minutes. I'm a person who lives in the real world. I know that they've had these files for a long time, and this man, Epstein, has been unalive for a long time. They had these files during the entire Biden administration, and y'all weren't hollering about it like that. You just weren't. Just be honest with yourselves. You weren't. So now that Trump is in office, you were hollering about it because you're thinking this is the way you're finally going to get him, right? So Trump has been like, release him. Now, mind you, Trump knows people lie on him. You know how we know? Because he sued the news and won. Y'all have been caught lying on this man several times. You know, y'all would have had all types of credibility if you would have just stuck to the facts about why you don't like Trump. Because as a rational person, I know Trump isn't perfect. I don't like a few things about him. And if you would have stuck to the facts, you could have had a leg to stand on. But you lie. You literally lie all the time. And you get caught all the time. And then you act like you don't get caught. You just keep up the lie. Like we're stupid. But I'm getting off topic. So why would this man say release all the files if he actually cared what anybody said about him? And everything that I've heard about Trump in these files are somebody saying something about him from 25 years ago. And y'all want to be up in arms about that, but you don't want to believe any of the victims who said that he never touched them. You don't want to believe the girl who said that I was sent to Epstein and he was trying to be weird and Trump had him fired. You don't want to believe the factual timeline of events that said that Trump called the FBI on dude. Y'all don't want to believe any of that stuff. You only want to believe your narrative. You see, anything that would incriminate Trump in the public eye is he said, she said. Somebody talking about him. You know, y'all actually believe this man as a millionaire. He just finished shooting the movie Home Alone, right? That's how rich and famous he is. So then he was on some boat out there it was at Lake Michigan or something. And he tossed some newborn baby overboard while the mother watched. Right? So then the other right. Y'all want to focus on what you can find about Trump. But I'm not hearing any of you people talking about these babies. Like the baby buffet. That's what's honestly breaking my heart. Y'all want to focus on Trump so bad. But you don't want to. It's the same thing that got y'all still listening to R. Kelly. You see, Trump doesn't have any songs or movies or TV shows that you like. You see what I'm saying? All of these people with these TV shows and these movies and these albums that you like, you're ignoring everything in the files about them. Because you want to focus on Trump. You want to focus on the he said, she said. But none of you care about the actual facts. The timeline of events. The fact that he's never been to the island. How about that? Everybody really wants me to talk about Trump and the Epstein Files, so we're going to talk about it. I haven't gone through the Epstein Files. I don't want to hear about any of that stuff like firsthand. I'm not built like that to want to hear about girls and people being mutilated or trafficked, or they're saying people eat babies and drink blood and stuff. You see how uncomfortable I am already. I'm hella uncomfortable, you know. So I've just been letting you people who are very comfortable digesting that sort of stuff. I'm letting you people go through it. But also, like, from what I understand, most of these files are things. You see how uncomfortable I am? I'm physically uncomfortable talking about this. I don't. Ugh, anyway, but I feel like I have a responsibility because I talk about other things and y'all are clamoring for me to chat about this shit. So what I do know about the Epstein Files is that there's 3 million pages of this shit, right? So none of you people are looking in the files for people you like to make sure the people you like aren't in the files. You're looking for the people you don't like. And also about the Epstein Files, these are things from like 2 decades ago. Like, you're wondering why nobody's going to jail. None of this stuff is admissible in court. Like, do we have any video? I need, if you have videos, let me know what you saw in the video. I don't want to watch it. You know, I'm going to be hosting a call-in show. Y'all can call me and tell me specifically what you've seen from Trump and the Epstein Files, because that's what everybody's obsessed with on my pages and on my channel. So tonight I'm going live, right? I'm going to go live on TikTok because I don't trust y'all with my YouTube audience. You know, I feel like I'll get a bunch of trolls calling just to try to get my shit shut down. Y'all can get my TikTok shut down. I don't give a shit, but I like my YouTube channel a lot. I like them people over there. They, you know, so I'm gonna go live, right? And you can call me with everything you're reading and seeing about Trump and the Epstein Files, and I'll react to it because that's what y'all want badly. But also, you have to keep in context. I just popped a pimple this morning. You got to keep in context that is any of this stuff you're going to bring up admissible in court? Also, is the stuff hearsay, or is it a witness saying such and such did this to me? You see what I'm saying? Because from what I've understood, at least involving Trump, he once he found out some shit was weird with Epstein, he kicked him out of the club, and then he called the FBI. That's what I'm seeing. That's the tangible stuff that I'm seeing. So, but I'm very open to everything that y'all have seen. Because I'm not going through the Epstein Files looking for stuff. I'm not going through 3.5 million pages of horror. You people who can do that and sleep at night, y'all can do that for me. I'm not doing it, Trap. You heard me? So like I said, I'm going live tonight. You can tell me everything that you've seen, and I'm going to ask you, and you're going to have to be honest, is this hearsay or is this a witness testifying? And how long ago did they say these things happen? Because everybody's so emotional about this stuff. But isn't this stuff from like 20, 25 years ago or whatever? And I'm not saying these things shouldn't come to light. You just have to understand why nobody has been arrested. You just have to understand why nobody's been arrested yet. You have to understand statutes of limitation, and you have to understand evidence. You know, and speaking of Trump specifically, don't y'all know he sued the news and won? Because they be lying on him. Like, people lie on him every day for sport, right? So once again, are these witness testimonies, or is this somebody saying something about him that they heard about him or seen him doing 25 years ago? You know, I don't know any of this stuff because I haven't gone through these files, you know? But once again, y'all looking for people you don't like in these files. As you scroll through your phone, as you go through your TV collection, as you go through your music, the same energy you got for people you don't like, go in these files and look for people that you do.